realistically expect from other teams if the Bears were to trade them the number 1 overall pick? Well, PFF did a bit of an analysis on this, and they gave their estimated trade market value for the Bears trading that number 1 overall pick. So let's talk about that. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, Matt Affleck here to talk about the Chicago Bears and here to talk about PFF doing this fun exercise, which I wanted to share with you guys on what exactly is the market value for the Bears' number 1 overall pick, depending on the team that trades for it. So they did it with 4 teams in the top 10, with the Texans at number 2, with the Colts at number 4, with the Raiders at 7, and with the Panthers at 9. Now, teams like the Jets, Titans, they're also there that need a quarterback, but they're a little bit lower on the outside looking in. And so I kind of like the fact that they focus on the top 10 because you really don't want to go outside the top 10 when you're trading away the number 1 overall pick. And so this is what they believe each of these teams would give up for the number 1 overall pick. So here we go. Let's take a look at them. And we'll start at the top here with the Texans. And so if the Bears drop down literally 1 spot with the Texans, they would get the number 2 overall pick, the number 33 overall pick, which is a 2nd round pick basically, and a number 104 overall pick, which is a 4th round pick. So essentially, to swap from 1 to 2, you're getting back a 2nd and a 4th. Now, I know that trading with the Texans would get you the least amount of draft capital in return because you're dropping 1 spot, right? And so it's not a drop off much at all. So you're not going to get as much as other teams where you have to drop off more. So they're saying 2nd and a 4th with the Texans. Let's go down to the Colts here. If you trade down with the Colts, you swap 1 to 4, we know that, and you pick up an additional 2nd, which is a 35th pick, a 79th pick, which is a 3rd, and another 2024 1st and a 3rd. So essentially, you're swapping from 1 to 4 and picking up a 2nd, 2 thirds, and a 1st. That's pretty solid. So first, 2 seconds, first, a 2nd, and 2 thirds. I would probably prefer, to get 2 seconds instead of 2 thirds, but hey, maybe that's being too greedy. If they were to trade with the Raiders would give up the swap for 1 to 7, the 30th overall pick, which is the 2nd round pick, the 70th overall pick, which is a 3rd round pick, a 2024 1st, and a 2024 2nd. All right, so here we go. Getting a little bit better with the offers here as you drop more. So you pick up basically 2 seconds, a 1st, and a 3rd. Okay, and finally with the Panthers, who are at number 9, so you're dropping 8 spots, you would pick up the swap, the 61st overall pick, which is a 2nd round pick, and you would pick up 2 firsts. So that's the most first any team would have given up, which is 2 firsts. So this, to me, is much more realistic than some of the other kind of articles that I've read about what the offers would be for the Bears. Like, this to me seems pretty accurate. And I don't always agree with PFF and everything that they come out with, but I gotta say, this to me seems fairly reasonable. If I were to rank these offers, I think I would go with the Colts at number 1 because you stay in the top 4, so you can take Will Anderson or Jalen Carter, right? But not only that, the Colts are giving you a 1st and a 2nd and 2 thirds. That's pretty solid. Like I said, I'd rather have 2 firsts and 2 seconds, but you're basically getting 2 firsts in the swap, right? That's one of the firsts, and you're getting a 2nd and 2 thirds. So that's pretty solid to me. Then I would probably say the Raiders pick after that, and then the Panthers one. I think I would put the Texans last just because of the fact that you're dropping now 1 spot, but I really just want another 1st round pick. Every team here in the Colts, the Raiders, and the Panthers give you 2 1st round picks because I'm not counting the swap. Well, I am counting the swap, but an additional to the swap. Texans don't because, again, you're dropping down 1 spot. So I think I would prefer that. So, again, order would be Colts, Raiders, Panthers, and then Texans. But, again, I'm kind of struggling here because you don't want to lose out on Carter or Anderson. But, man, this team has so many holes that you want as much draft capital as possible. And what that they have the Texans give it up here with just a 2nd and a 4th It's just not enough for me. I'm sorry. It just isn't. So what do you guys think about this, man? How would you rank kind of what these teams would offer to the Bears in order of preference? Where would you put the Colts, Texans, Raiders, and Panthers offers? Leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching.